It is very important for us to hear the right voice. We live in a world today where we hear so many voices. It is so crowded, it is so clouded with so many voices that to hear the voice of God, we have to filter out every other voice. As you start on the first day of this month of March, I want to encourage you with this one thought as you begin this month. That is, are you hearing the voice of God? The Gospel of Mark records about this man called Bartholomew, and he was a blind man sitting outside the city of Jericho, as it says over here. Now, in Mark chapter 10, verses 46 onwards, you can read about this man who hears that Jesus Christ is passing by, and he cries out, saying, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Now, there were people who discouraged him, people around him who said, keep quiet, don't yell. But this man did not stop, but he cried out all the more, and he got the attention of Jesus Christ. At the same time, in the same gospel, you see in chapter 15, it talks about this man, the Pilate, who had this authority or who was in a place where he was to make a decision. And here it says that people cried out and they said, crucify, crucify him, crucify Jesus. And it says in verse 15 of chapter 15 that Pilate, wanting to gratify the crowd, released Barabbas. He heard the voice of the crowd and he wanted to gratify the crowd. In the situation of Bartholomew, he heard the voice of the crowd as well, but he was only focused on getting his attention from Christ. And he cried out all the more to get Christ's attention. So what I'm trying to say today is, as you live in the world, you hear different voices around you. But what God wants us to do is filter out all those voices and hear his voice. The Gospel of John chapter 10 verse 27 says like this, or Jesus says, my sheep hear my voice, I know them and they follow me. So only if you know the voice of Christ, if you know the voice of the living God, will you be able to walk in the way of the Lord. As you step into this march, can I encourage you to hear the voice of Christ and march forward the way that he wants you to. Have a blessed and Christ-centered month, and God bless you.